Will mung beans tofu? And will it be good? Leave your predictions in the comments below as I measure out a pound of our dry ingredient of the day, as is standard in this series, Will It Tofu? Hello friends and not yet friends, welcome back to Mary's Test Kitchen, where the first step is rehydrating these hulled mung beans. They are so tiny after being hulled and split that they shouldn't take long to plump up. So instead of the usual overnight soak, I'm just going to leave these for an hour. Afterwards, you can see that a lot of starch is already showing itself. We won't worry about it for now. For now, let's drain and see how much water the mung beans actually absorbed. We have 790 grams, which means they drank up 336 milliliters. I was hoping for maybe 100 more than that, but I only have so much daylight to film in, so we're moving on. Dividing these into half portions, adding about double their volume in water, and blending for 20 seconds. Then for my most favorite part, milking the puree through my trusty nut milk bag. Okay, maybe I am trying to gaslight myself into enjoying this part of the process, but at least the bag is dependable and I'm developing forearms of steel. Examining the leftovers, I'm pretty dismayed because do you see these little yellow pieces dotting the otherwise smooth Play-Doh-like pulp? There's still protein locked in there. But I don't like to repeat myself, so I'm making the executive decision to move on with the other half, and this time blending for 25 seconds. Hopefully that'll do a better job. It's a balance between blending enough for maximum protein extraction and not too much so that this step becomes too tedious. I think I heard something about grip strength being linked to longevity, so I like to think about that when I do this. I also like to think that you'll give this video a thumbs up, and that motivates me to keep going. Or even subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications. Before you know it, we have 1,700 milliliters of raw mung bean milk. That's almost half a gallon. And the pulp has come out perfectly this time. No chunky bits visible. And I can save this fiber to make fiber buns like I did with our previous batch of chickpea fiber. Maybe make some low-carb congee? Or just use it to thicken up soup. The possibilities are endless. As for this milk, it contains the protein and starch from the mung beans. You can already see some starch has sunk to the bottom. Those who know already know we usually leave it for 40 minutes to an hour. And from past experience, we've observed leaving it for much longer doesn't seem to make a difference. Okay, it's been about an hour. Next, let's gently skim off the protein-rich milk. I'll leave this last bit to avoid mixing in the starch that has been kicked up. Maybe we can make noodles with it like we did previously with chickpea starch. Some other time, because now is when we really start to find out if mung beans will tofu. By heating up the milk and making sure we simmer it for 10 minutes or so to cook through. I wonder, will it be more like pumpkin seed milk or chickpea milk, which self-coagulates when it hits around 165 degrees Fahrenheit? Or will it be more like soy or fava bean milk, which requires a salt or acid coagulant? Well, my friends, we have one of our answers now. It tastes like mung beans, all right. It's pretty mild, it's pretty plain, it's similar to soybean milk. Let's mix up a coagulant. As usual, I'm using my favorite calcium sulfate, aka gypsum, which is one of the most common coagulants used in commercial tofu these days. 1.5 teaspoons in a half cup of room temperature water should do it. If you want to see how other coagulants affect tofu, check out my recent video all about them. The link for that and all the videos I've mentioned will be linked in the description box. This milk has simmered for 10 minutes, and we're holding it at 180 degrees Fahrenheit, just above our usual target coagulation temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, since once we add the coagulant, this will all cool down. Turn off the heat, add a lid, and we'll keep this on the warm stovetop for 15 minutes to let the calcium sulfate interact with the mung bean protein and hopefully give us some lovely mung bean curds. Finally, it's time to get the lid off and see what we have. These fresh curds are giving cottage cheese, kind of. And the taste is mild but a little bitter. It's giving pigeon pea tofu in that way. But as you might know from the last video, bitter curds don't necessarily mean bitter tofu, so let's press it. Oh no, it looks like I didn't stir enough while the mung bean milk was cooking. These are the burned bits from the bottom of the pot. They taste okay though, like yuba, aka tofu skin. Not too scorched then. I will try to remove the bigger pieces, but they really shouldn't affect the final tofu all that much, other than adding some variation. Now to pour off the excess whey. And typically I've twisted this top knob for maximum pressure, but I liked the texture of our previous soy tofu without the extra pressure, so let's try without today. This whole thing can go into the fridge overnight. And the next day, it's time for the moment of truth. Will mung beans tofu? Will we be blessed with bouncy tofu like the times we tried fava beans, chickpeas, yellow and green peas, pigeon peas, hemp seeds, and pumpkin seeds? Or will we be left with something creamier but still delicious, like when we tried red lentils, peanuts, and sunflower seeds? Or something more like the time we tried black beans, kidney beans, and pinto beans? The only thing I know for sure is we will not get something toxic like that time we tried lupini beans. Other than that, there's only one way to find out. Damn it. Here we see some of the burned bits. Actually, I feel like it adds a little something to the block. But the texture, my friends, it's not great. How about we just slice it and see? It's giving mush. It's giving baby food. However, maybe it can still taste good. No, it does not. Let's just go ahead and weigh it. We have 395 grams, so probably around 400 grams before I messed with it, which is way more than expected. You guys, if you recall, a pound of soybeans in this press without extra pressure makes around 300 grams of firm tofu. But mung beans, having much less protein by ratio, should give us a smaller block of tofu. So this 400 grams business tells me we have something in there that shouldn't be. And the texture, so similar to our starch-included fava bean tofu experiment from way back when, tells me we have excess starch in there. That was so long ago, you might not remember how it turned out. I mean, I didn't even remember either, which is why I tried to improve the texture by pan-frying a few. One taste, and I remembered, that texture cannot be undone. It cannot be masked by a crispy exterior. My friends, I really expected more from mung beans, didn't you? Speaking of you, thanks for watching to the end, my friends. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave your suggestions in the comments below. Bye for now.